And it would not be a great start for us, but we would bounce back in the next game. Young back at quarterback goes with the RPO. That's out to Everett, who's down and into the end zone. Stafford across the middle and to the end zone. We ended up giving up 21 points in that second half, but we did get that one touchdown, that key one to Everett. And we would finally get a win streak in this episode. Unfortunately, after this game, we did not continue the win streak as we dropped the game to the Vikings. Geno having to scramble, pass rush, hits home. Our guy Gibbs on the halfback screen, beautifully blocked, and he can walk in. Held up well, doing as much as they can to get the block, but that is a big win against a divisional foe. If we could get a win versus the Lions and possibly take a lead in the South. Well, that one's not gonna help out, but it would be the opposite as we would actually go to lose the next 2 games. Murray going deep downfield, 1v1 and goal. Down the middle, opens up, Jacobs powers in. 4 as we go back to Jacobs with a cut and in. It's his last opportunity on the move, throws the dot to Tyreek. As we gotta check this one down, it goes by Gibbs and Holcomb gets the pick. Never remember which is which. Pretty sure they were from the same draft class. Guys at corner. So the defense could very well see a massive overhaul as there it goes. We'll hand it off and Gibbs gets the touchdown. But with 1 game left, we lose, Bucks win. They could very well still take the division from us. Pass rush coming in. He does not avoid it. As the snap is back, kick is up. It's looking true, and that is playoff football. And after a little bit of a rocky second half of the year, even 3/4 of the year, we've made it to the playoffs. The Alabama state-only challenge, which I had to be reminded. And thank you to the commenter. Let me just pull it up real quick so I can give proper thanks. And that is to Bobby Beecher. Potentially that is probably how it's pronounced. Maybe. I'm really bad with names. But Bobby Beecher 11, who had to remind me because I completely blanked on the fact that we have 100% excluded a school so far from this series. So my apologies to Auburn fans. For some reason, when I was going through and setting this up, it didn't click to me that Auburn is in Alabama. And yes, they very much are. So we definitely could have started this series with a spinny wheel. It could have meant that we had to draft all Auburn players first, then maybe Alabama players, or maybe we would have had Bama. Either way, those would have been the 2 options for the spinny wheel. So it would have been 50-50. And essentially we ended up going Alabama with it. So hopefully not the case, but if we do not win the Super Bowl this season, knock on wood, fingers crossed, whenever you do for some good luck, then we could definitely bring in some Auburn players. So again, apologies to all Auburn fans. They have been excluded up to this point because I blanked. But the team has done pretty well without one of the biggest schools that we could have used. And we could definitely have used their help on defense. We've been a pretty hit or miss with our defense. We only have defensive tackles playing across the line, though the offense at times has been really good. And that's the side we're going to need to carry us today against the Vikings. Now, luckily for us, we're coming into this game without any injuries, and that is even after practices have taken place. But for the Vikings, that is not the same. They've suffered a lot of major injuries, including their top corner in Jair Alexander with a fractured shoulder blade. He's out 4 weeks, so unless they would make it to the Super Bowl, he's done. They're also missing Sean Murphy-Bunting, another one of their corners, with a fractured shoulder blade. So apparently they just need to get some new shoulder pads or something. And he's out indefinitely. They are also missing Michael Pierce with a broken finger. He could be back in the divisional round if they were to move on. They're missing a third corner as well with a broken finger. And they're missing Kyle Juszczyk with an ACL sprain. So they are definitely shaken up. Who they do have, though, is Derek Carr at quarterback, a 79 overall running back. They have Rashad White and Jamal Williams, plus Cordell Patterson. solid 3 group there. As for their receivers, they do have Cooper Kupp. Next, Joshua Palmer in 81, and then Darius Slayton in 80. So they have a really solid top 3, plus the depth is also really good with Deontay Hardy, a 76, Olabisi Johnson, funny enough, he's on the Vikings here at a 72, as well as Tyler Johnson, who played at Minnesota, so that's fun. At tight end, Dallas Goedert, plus Chris Manhertz. As for their offensive line, they do have Charles Leno Jr. an 80 at left tackle, Matthew Bergeron a 77 at left guard, right down the middle Andre James an 81. Then at right guard, you got Osiris Torrance a 75, and then Austin Jackson a 77 at right tackle. So it's a pretty solid offensive line, better than the real-life Minnesota Vikings. Defensive line, Emmanuel Ogbah is 77. On the opposite side, Dorrance Armstrong, a 77. And then down the middle, they have Matthew Ioannidis. One person who is not really out there, but could possibly play some edge rush, apparently Zach Cunningham. So maybe we see him pop in a little bit. As for their true outside backers, they do have Trayvon Walker, who is an 80, plus Cunningham. Then on the opposite side, Alex Highsmith, an 88, and Alton Robinson, a 70 down the middle. Nick Bolton, a 90. Then Jaquan Bentley, an 83. So again, this is a really good team, but where they're struggling is at corner. They have Patrick Peterson, who doesn't quite have that same step he used to. Then Jerry Jacobs, a 73. So we really need our guys on the outside to make some plays today, put pressure on their corners. As for their safeties, Antoine Winfield Jr. and then Kareem Curl. So probably need to keep the throws short and quick. Maybe try to get Josh Jacobs and Jahmyr Gibbs to the outside. That's probably the best path to success for us. But of course, if you are new here, quick update. You probably could tell with the length of the video when you clicked on it, this is one game per episode. However, if we get the win and you guys get the video 50 likes prior to tomorrow at 12:30 Pacific time, then you will get the next round, the divisional round tomorrow. And that'll keep going until either don't hit the 50 like goal or we lose and head into the off season, or if we finish the series with a Super Bowl win in season 1. We have yet to complete a state-only challenge in Madden 24. Bama, they have that opportunity. And our playoff journey begins with the defense, the side we need to see step up as they start with a throw. Derek Carr right down the middle to the numbers will be a gain of 6, play 1. They do find a Slayton that time. Battle gets the tackle, leaves them with 2nd and 4. Will be another throw from Carr down to the bottom once again, and a first down out of bounds to the 41 goes Rachaad White. We have ourselves some pretty decent quarterbacks and DBs. We've made a couple adjustments to kind of fill that group out as they do the pass down the middle, then bumped out, scrambling to the outside. Goedert flips the field to the opposite 36. End up being a gain of 23. Definitely cannot be giving up too many yards after first contact. Need to get them down as quickly as possible. As they go the stretch to the outside, it opens up for White. Stiff arm, then a big hit comes in, taking him down after a gain of about 9.5. Minkah Fitzpatrick with the tackle. Now I feel like the defense is definitely going to need to force some turnovers in this game. Some pass rush could be big, but I think it's going to mostly come back to the hits as a sack comes in. The corner blitz, it's battle. One of 2 safeties who've actually moved to corner this year. He's been playing some of that nickel backer for us and also kind of rotates around some other spots. 3rd and 6, Carr, pass rush again, forces the throwaway. So the defense bends, but they do not break. We will force a field goal attempt. This one from about the 40, so we'll say a 50-yarder. Wouldn't put them up at the end of their first possession, and that's precisely what we're going to see. Koo gets the scoring going, and with that, the offense can head out. Our much better side, we've got guys at every level here as we start with a throw across the middle. Scampering away, that's Williams, shaking one, getting by midfield and down at the 48, a gain of 25, play 1. That is exactly the kind of play we need from the passing game. Short, quick, let our athletic guys go to work. And in the meantime, we could also have a little bit of some power run with Josh Jacobs. We've got a pretty solid offense, as it's going to be a first down. Back-to-back plays nearly got away there, but we have an injury. Jonah Williams. He's been a starting guard for us all year, and that's going to bring in a backup, though honestly, couldn't tell you who it is. But it's a 1st and 10 nonetheless. Young having to scramble, gets rid of it, and out of bounds, close to Williams, no intentional grounding. So after missing just one of our offensive linemen on one play, already immediately some pass rush. Need to clean that up. 2nd and 10, sticking with the pass. O-line holds up well, and you've got to get that completion. Though Trayvon Walker does have to leave the field on that same play. We have a 3rd and 10 at the 35. Trips up top, one guy down to the bottom. Young can scramble if he needs to, but he throws, wide open guy, first down to the 15. First catch for our tight end in Everett. Gain of 21 as we then follow it up with a I form. Go back to Jacobs with some space down the middle. Tries to put a juke on the man. How about lower the shoulder? We could save the juking and jiving for Jahmyr Gibbs. We'll change it up here on 2nd and 6. Empty set. Young going up top for Everett, and that was just well offline. Not sure if that was just accuracy or timing, but either way, just not great. Got ourselves another 3rd down here, bunched down to the bottom. One up top, Young in the pocket, cleanly, and throws it only to where the defense was gonna get the pick, Patrick Peterson. That has been a problem for Young this year. While he threw for around, I want to say 36 or 39 touchdowns, he had a lot of interceptions, but we get a sack right thereafter, Mosley down the middle. And that is about as well of a play as you could have after a turnover just without getting your own turnover. 2nd and 19, they throw down to the bottom, turning up, they will pick up the lost yardage, tack on 2 extra, leaves 3rd and 8. And they'll be attacking it from shotgun. 2 up top, 1 down below. Cooper Kupp has yet to get a catch. Pass rush coming in, they load up deep downfield and out of bounds. Defense does well to help out their offense, giving us a chance to either tie or take a lead as we come back out. Just need to not throw interceptions. Simple as that. Young, deep down the sideline and just tipped away by Patrick Peterson. I feel like every time I pick on a corner or safety of recent, they make some plays. He definitely seems to not have lost the step here in Madden. 2nd and 10, we go with another throw. Wheel route goes to Everett. Not going to get by Peterson, though he had to use the face mask to get the tackle. Let's tack on an extra 15. We've seen at least a lot of plays flipping field. This time, we're down to the 24 with that penalty. Tight shotgun look. Young needing to scramble, gets rid of it, finding his guy, picking up the 1st down. It is Mechie. Now, can we just maybe see a little bit more from Jacobs? That was the game plan going into this game. I wanted some inside zone, but haven't quite seen it yet. We make a change, 2 receivers up top. We will throw again. Young scrambles by the edge rush, finds his guy, touchdown to Tyreek Hill. Unfortunately, Ryan Kelly also injured on the play. So we're down now 2 offensive linemen. We'll need to get an update on them, but we take the lead as Young scrambles, buys time, and finds his top receiver. And as we do get that quick word from the medical tent, it is not looking good for either of those O-line injuries. So we're really going to need our defense to step up here as Rachaad White will pick up 4. Up to this point, we've seen the Vikings make some big plays, but also we've seen ourselves do decently well against them. There goes 2 straight runs and a great fill there coming down is Jackson. Honestly, expected Eddie Jackson to make a few more plays this season than what he did, but hey, playoff times, it's time to make those plays. As we send the blitz, it's up top, and there's a flag down, so we're not sure what's happening here yet. But with a late hit there from Reggie Ragland, it will ensure a 1st down for the Vikings into plus territory. They go back to White, down the middle, trying to get some extra yards, keeping those legs moving. He picks up 7. Now they suffer an injury in Joshua Palmer. So it just seems no one was quite prepared for this wild card round. 2nd and 3, 1 more play left this quarter. Will be a throw, Derek Carr lofting up and tipped away. Good coverage there. Will send us to the 2nd. The least you could say from this game is it has been exciting. Some big plays from both sides. As we start with a 3rd and 3, will be another throw. Derek Carr up top has White. Will get the first down. Minka there just a yard too late. But we are asking a lot from these safeties. Again, half of our corners are safeties. 1st and 10, Derek Carr dropping back. Pass rush held up well and just off the line for his receiver. He's maybe missed 2 throws. We've knocked away 2 as well. He's started 6 of 10. As they continue with the shotgun, tight look. Trying to set up the halfback screen off the right shoulder of the tackle. Not sure how you put that in the stat column, if the offensive lineman gets the pass breakup or if the defensive lineman does. Honestly, not sure. 3rd and 10, they're going for the end zone and overthrown for Slayton. Defense will force another field goal attempt here from Koo. He obviously hit his previous, though this one from further, going to be about a 55-yarder. As the snap is down, kick is up, it's got the power. Off the bar, denied by the inanimate object. So today's 12th man is the goalpost, as we'll keep points off the board there with our offense then heading out, starting at the 45. Young going up top, has Mechie, gain of 3. Maybe take a little bit of the mustard off of that. It's caught in bounds, and then he might be able to gain a couple. But I'll take the gain of 3 to start. Pass across middle going back to Mechie. Good catch, takes the contact, 3rd and 1. And here's where we sent out the power form. Ice set. We got Jacobs in the backfield. Good push from the line. Shaking off 1 and will pick up the first down. Now as for an update for the offensive line, we have Bozeman coming in at center. And the right guard, we've played around a little bit. We might see a rotation at that spot. Cotton Sr. might come in and play. On top of that, we also have another guy whose name, again, is escaping me. But we've got a couple options there. It is a step down in overall. But if we continue to get the ball out quickly and efficiently, I think we'll be all right, as we do find Everett there. He has 3 catches already, 56 yards. Though we have a 3rd and 2. Strong eye. Jacobs try to get to the outside. Good stiff arm, but not gonna pick up the first down. 4th and 2 at the 35. And it is Chris Hubbard, the veteran guard, who we have in right now. And with a 4th and 2 in the first half, I kind of want to go for this. We got some power guys down the middle. Jacobs trucks through the safety. Winfield Jr. ate the shoulder. It's a first down, but the flag is going to call it back. They end up calling the holding on Dickerson, and we feel like it's outside of the field goal range from our punter turned kicker, so instead we punt it away. Not a good one at that either. So the opportunity we had there goes by the wayside. Neither team able to score since early on in this game. They go with the draw. White down the middle, not going to get by Tomlinson. We'll end up only getting a gain of 2, leaving them with 2nd and 8 as we hit the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter, or first half even. Going back to White, trying to look for a cutback lane. We'll say he's picking up a lot of yards after first contact just by keeping those legs moving. And we have a lot more run stoppers on this team than cover guys, so I'm surprised they're not trying to attack that linebacker group. As we get a blitz in here, Carr rolls, finds his guy, finally hooking up with Slayton. He's missed him several times today, but that one on the money, on the move as well. As we're now under 3 minutes left here, Carr from the pocket, going down to the bottom sideline. There's Cooper Kupp, his first catch today, down to the 21. And honestly, holding him this far into the game without a catch, I feel like that is a dub for us. But if they get him going, might be harder for us. Let's go jet sweep, nowhere. Allen, quick stop, loss of 2. Teams have a hard time running on this defense. Passing-wise, they've had some big games, but we've done well to start this one, though White finds some space. Mosley comes in to clean it up. 3rd and 6 as we hit the 2-minute warning. All teams have all of their timeouts. It's a tight shotgun look here from Carr. In the pocket. Does have to avoid some rush. Gets it out for Slayton, but he can't take the hit from Battle. And once again, the defense bows up. Will force another field goal opportunity here for Koo. Missed the last one off the upright. This time, down the middle. But with under 2 minutes left, I'm going to let the CPU still control this drive, though if they're not managing the clock well, I might just jump in, as it's an interesting start to the screen there from Gibbs. Ends up not being too bad. It's a gain of 7, though we do not get out of bounds. Get back to the line. That takes up about 30 seconds, actually closer to 40. 2nd and 3, we're at the 32. Young having to avoid a rush, but he does not. Timeout called, 3rd and 8, need the first down here at the 35. We got 3 up top, 1 down to the bottom off the screen. Young, clean pocket, driven across the middle, but it's through the hands of Williams. We're gonna have to punt. And it'll actually end up being a pretty good starting spot here for Koo, as they are at the 44. They need maybe 10 or so yards to get into range. As they go to Cooper Kupp, who has to come back for it, spinning off, and they will lose 3 yards. Would have been better if he just dropped it. They do not elect to call a timeout, though. We're about under her, around 40 seconds. Carr, deep downfield, tipped away. Good coverage from Butler. And honestly, our 2 starting outside corners, this could be their final year, so Super Bowl win could be clutch for us. 3rd and 13. Carr down to the bottom and through the hands of Kupp. We got 36 seconds. And of course, following the punt, even less time, 29 seconds. And I'm going to step out here with the offense because I definitely don't trust Madden and their clock management skills with us having all of our timeouts. We get this one out to Hill. We get 8. We'll call a timeout there. Now, we definitely have some mismatches we could take advantage of. Right now, no one is on Gibbs. So we might just have a free shot to the outside here. Pass a little bit behind, but Gibbs does well to make up for the throw, and the speed is enough. Touchdown. Don't leave our rookie unguarded on the outside. Blown coverage puts us in front going into halftime. And honestly, I feel like that is a great way to end the first half there, because there were some big plays made by both sides. Was looking pretty defensive, despite the fact that everyone was expecting it to be a little bit more offensive battle, considering our defense was one of the worst in the league heading into the playoffs, but we're holding our own so far. Now, unfortunately, we were the first NFC game, so we don't have any updates on what's happening in our side, but we do have some good news in the fact that as we jump into the second half, we are starting with the ball. As we just scored before half, we are up 14-6, though oddly enough, the stadium rather quiet. As we get a nice pull there from Dickerson, will be a gain of 6. I'm hoping we're going to see a lot more from Josh Jacobs this second half, or just from the running game in general. Very pass heavy in that first half. And Young, he's good for an interception when those definitely start getting too heavy. Though we find Everett here, who's going to get way past midfield down to the 39 before getting chopped out. Now, if Young does want to prove me different, by all means, I'm all for it. He's found Everett quite a few times today. 4 catches, 85 yards. Quick stop to the outside, held onto this time by Williams. Young is 13 of 19, does have a touchdown, actually 2 touchdowns, I think, also 1 interception. Will be another throw. Quick stop, nearly jumped, but it's good enough to send it through the hands of Williams. So far in this one, those hands, questionable. Leaves us with 3rd and 6, a bunch down to the bottom, 1 up top is Williams. Young trying to scramble by some time, and the ball pops up, but they say incomplete. That could have been really bad. Of course, Young looking for the flag, though. Will be a field goal attempt. We take this one from the 42, a 52-yarder, driven right down the middle. How could we not have hit the one from earlier when we punted? I don't know, but it does extend our lead. But with that, the defense will have an 11-point advantage as they head out for their first drive this second half. Can the Vikings finally finish a drive with a touchdown? White gets to the outside, sealed well. A decent job there from Jackson, slows him down. Mosley will clean it up. Now, obviously, I've said quite a few times, we're good at stopping the run. That's when it's truly down the middle. Stretches to the outside, that's going to give us some more problems because, again, we got DTs playing left and right end. But Carr's going downfield and caught by Cooper Kupp, one-on-one versus Butler. Kupp makes the play. No, this isn't the Super Bowl and you're not playing a slot corner right now with the ball thrown right at you. Gotta make the play. High point it as they try to go the stretch to the outside. Good stop that time on Jamal Williams. That time the other Jackson coming in to get the stop leaves us with 2nd and 10. They're down to the 33. Setting up the halfback screen, they get it to White, though he overruns his blockers. Eddie Jackson thankful for that, a gain of only 1. Though I do have to say they're getting White involved in all different ways, rushing and passing. We do send a blitz here. Free rusher hits home. It is Reed with the sack back at the 40. This would make it a long field goal attempt from Koo. And because of that, they are going to have to punt. So that sack comes up clutch. See what kind of return we get here. Don't typically watch very many punt returns. And that's probably why. Touchback. Now, I've said it a bajillion times already today. I would love to get the running game going here. We're up already 2 scores. Let's start just milking some clock. Even though we're a little under halfway through the 3rd quarter, we still got plenty of time left in this one. Young going deep up the sideline, just over the top of the corner. Mechie makes the play, and we're down a 3rd offensive lineman. I don't know what these O-linemen were eating during the week, but they have not come ready. That is going to bring out Cotton as well as everyone else we've already talked about. And another pick. I said it earlier. When we're throwing too much, Young will throw a pick. Had a bad one earlier. That time he gets picked off by a defensive end. Of course, though, you could ask for Everett to actually come back to try to catch that one, but still, gotta have more rushing involved. As they go to White here, the Vikings doing the running. Mosley gets the stop, but a 1st down gain. 6.4 yards a carry. Definitely, we're not doing our job in stopping the run like we typically do, though doing better against the pass. So I guess you gotta only really do one thing with this defense, as they pick up 6 more. And they are definitely approaching field goal range, though that hasn't been all too helpful for them today. Play action. Carr, here comes Reed. Gets a hit late, but ball delivered well. Broken tackle. Cup down to the 21. I'd say, honestly, it's kind of been the opposite kind of play from these teams, right? The quarterback for them not doing as much, but the receivers helping out. Meanwhile, the opposite for us, as White, slow spin move down to the 7. But that does mean the field is narrowing down. A greater chance for the defense to get some picks when there's less territory to cover, as they will go with a throw. Carr all the way up top, diving out of bounds goes Slayton. Plus he doesn't even get the catch. Like the effort, but unfortunately nothing gained for them. 2nd and goal, still at the 7. As they go back to White, looking for the cutback lane, but eaten up. It is Dalvin Tomlinson. That was one of the primary reasons I wanted to bring him in. Just eat up those runs down the middle. It's 3rd and goal at the 9. Carr looking to throw as he goes out of the back, though that was a better kick than half of Koo's. But Koo will have a chance to one-up him here as they do send him out looking for the field goal. Take this back to a 1-score game, and that's what we're going to have. Now down to an 8-point ball game. Can we please run the ball? Choose some clock. We got 35 seconds here left in the 3rd quarter. We're starting with a pass. Young running around straight into the edge, and luckily the fumble is recovered. But come on, Young. This team could be well in front right now if not for the turnovers. But we head into the 4th, needing this offense to come back alive. We've already asked a lot from our defense. They've held the Vikings to 9 points. The offense got held up their side. 2nd and 18, we go with a draw and a great stop down the middle. Gain of nothing. Ioannidis with the tackle. Leaves us with 3rd and a country mile. Back up at the 16 here. We will throw. Young loading up deep downfield. He has Tyreek, and that's gonna be a touchdown. He put as much throw power in that as he possibly could, and he finds the speedster. That ball traveled from the 11 all the way down to the opposite 23. You guys do the math, I'm not doing it, but that is a heck of a throw from Young. Okay, I lied a little bit. I did the math. 66 yards through the air, though a great return from Cordell Patterson. Also fun to have him here on the Vikings in this universe. Sets him up at the 35. Stuffed on the run, though. Gain of nothing. Mosley has definitely been flying around in this game. Big credit to him. He's got 2nd and 10, trips up top, under center, Carr, waiting, going deep downfield himself. Good coverage, but it somehow falls into the hands of Slayton. Jackson has got to do a better job of knocking that one away. Now, despite the score being 24-9, it's still been big plays from both teams throughout this game. They just have not been able to finish, but they find their tight end, and he scrambles to the end zone. Dallas Goedert. First touchdown for the Vikings. This game comes in the 4th. And with such a quick answer, they draw this game back to 8 points, 6:02 remaining. The offense heads out. We need to drain some clock here, but we start with a throw. Young scrambling up top on the move, nearly picked. Just hand off the ball. We have one of the top running backs in the league in Jacobs, who had in total this year, I want to say close to 1,800 yards, yet we're not using it. Swatted away. 3rd and 10. Need better here from Young, though we probably should throw 3rd and 10. We've taken off maybe 10 seconds this drive. It will be a throw down to the bottom, and there's the pick. Patrick Peterson with another. That is the play the Vikings need. Setting them up at the 29. They need a touchdown and a 2-point to tie. But a prime example of what playing hero ball can do, and that is exactly what Young is trying to do. Just doing too much, forcing plays when we don't need him to. Double play action from Carr, finds his guy. First catch, I believe, there from Hardy. They'll get him down to just outside the 10, which they follow with a tight single back set. Goedert scored the last time down here. Slayton in motion, fake the jet sweep, handoff White down the middle, eaten up by Mosley and Allen. We could really do with another one of these defensive stands. Force it to 4th down, they'd probably go for it. Carr, quick throw across the middle, there goes Hardy again. A shorter gain this time, 4 yards. Though they did like the look, they'll keep with it on 3rd down. They need 6, they could get a 1st down at the half-yard line. Will be a throw from Carr. Backing up, and chucking out the back. So the defense will force that 4th down, and the offense will stay out. Again, 1st down at the half-yard line. We send the blitz and destroy Carr at the point of the throw. It is none other than Mosley, who maybe just sealed the game here for us. No flag down, clean hit. And I think I'm going to have to jump out here to do what we should have been doing this entire 2nd half. We've obviously made some big plays through the air, but we should have been using Jacobs more. On top of that, Dickerson is back at left guard, so let's try to utilize some running, drain some clock, and avoid any more interceptions from Young. And honestly, even on top of that, we also have Jahmyr Gibbs, who hasn't, I think, had a single offensive play. Actually, take that back. He had the touchdown. So forget what I said there. But we are going to go at Gibbs here. Down the middle, pick up a couple more. Now Matthew Ioannidis injured. But that does act as a free timeout for the Vikings. Obviously, Madden probably not just having fake injuries, but in the NFL, you never quite know it. It's a tactic. 3rd and 5, split backfield, setting up the screen to Gibbs. We don't get the block on the linebacker. Gibbs close, does pick up the 1st down, but at a cost. He is still down. So many big injuries this game. We're going to see how big they affect us moving forward, but it's a 1st down. We move Williams in motion to the left-hand side. Try to get down the middle. Jacobs will pick up a couple. They're definitely not opening up much. Though you could probably credit some of that to the fact we're missing 2 of our 3 interior offensive linemen. Motion over Everett to the left-hand side. Need a lead blocker, though he does not lead block. Bolton with the big play, 3rd and 10. We'll let the 2-minute warning hit, and then we have ourselves a very important 3rd down. If we can get the 1st down, they will definitely start having to use their timeout. So this one is big, and we are going to try to throw for it. Or we can scramble with Young. We got several different options. Coming across, we find Sims, who's breaking right down the middle. Not enough speed to get away, but that might have just sealed our spot in the divisional round. He came in for one play, one and done is hopefully what he's looking forward to. As we go back to the running game, Jacobs down the middle will pick up 4. Second timeout called. A first down will 100% seal this game. 2nd and 6 at the 41. Try to look for a counter. Jacobs bounces, and that will be the divisional round. I'm sorry, Vikings, I love you, but for this series, we've got to send you home. We do move on to the divisional round despite our quarterback in Young quite literally nearly throwing that game away. We made enough big plays. Defense, they stepped up. Honestly, I mean, really, defense, they're the MVP. And with that, we got some press conferences happening with it, and they're still hating on our defense. Couldn't deliver? I think they did plenty. Sure, we gave up some rushing yards today, but overall, they were fantastic. And of course, that means we are not done, so make sure you're hitting that like button. And if we get 50 likes by the upload time tomorrow, then yeah, we're definitely gonna be back. And if it helps you hit that like button even more, it's gonna be against a tough competitor in the Dallas Cowboys. They went 12-5 this year, 84 offense, 88 defense, 85 overall, and they have Aaron Donald. So it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. You can see their overall rankings: 11th in points per game, 7th in passing yards, 8th in rushing yards. That's just for their offense. Defense is even better. 4th in points per game, 2nd in passing yards, and 4th in rushing yards. So it's going to be a heck of a game for sure. And we cannot afford for Young to throw 87 interceptions. But we have to check one more thing before we go. And honestly, I feel like we're getting off a little bit light here. Only one injury will carry into this next game. As Jonah Williams broke his ribs, his season is done. So that is going to shake up our offensive line for sure. Luckily, though, Kelly will be back. That's a major upgrade, as Bozeman was who had to play and was probably a big reason why we weren't seeing as much success in the running game late on there, because that is a 12-point differential drop. Dickerson also had some injury, which brought out Cotton Sr., 69 compared to an 86. Again, a massive difference. Though, again, we are going to be missing Williams. It's going to be less of an impactful play there, as we will just move Bozeman into that starting spot. So we're only losing 3 overall there. The best it could have possibly been. Plus, on top of that, Gibbs is perfectly fine. He's ready to go for the next game. We just need to make sure that so is Young. As for the rest of the results from Wild Card Weekend, we had the Lions beating the Seahawks 27-17, and the 49ers snuck past the Buccaneers 28-24. So no matter what, we will not be facing another division rival this season. As for the AFC side, the Texans did sneak by the 2-seed Titans 24-21. They then go to play against the Kansas City Chiefs, the 1-seed. Dolphins move on again in another close battle, 31-28, and in the largest margin for the AFC, a 1-touchdown game, 28-21. The Bengals beat the Bills. But again, if you want to see the divisional round tomorrow, as this series is posted typically every Wednesday and Saturday, so it's always a good gap in between. If you want the next round tomorrow, got to make sure we're hitting that like button. 50 is the goal. Would also be the most liked video on this channel in its history. So let's see it. Let's see the like goal hit. We'll be back for the divisional round against the Cowboys tomorrow. If not, again, every Wednesday and Saturday. Plus, we have the traditional Panthers franchise. That one every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you guys could have double uploads. You could also just have the one. All is up to you. Make sure you guys stick around, hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button below. They both do the same exact thing. And definitely make sure you tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. So that way you're also notified if we did hit that 50 like goal. But either way, we will see you in the divisional round next time.
How it's supposed to